Yo, what's up, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Kane Said. And I'm your host, Kane Bradfield. Y'all know my slogan. The fame is free, but the grind costs, baby. Listen, I got a special guest in the house. I got my dog in the house, and she ready to let y'all know what's popping. How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, man, let people know who you are.
I'm Serenity Graham, and I have been a teacher in Troup County for 22 years.
22.
Yep, 8 more and I'm out.
Man, 8 more and I'm out.
8
That's
more.
what's up.
8 more and I'm out.
Wow.
And I don't know if I'll be able to, go out because I really do like what I do.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm a teacher at Callaway High School.
Okay.
New coach at Callaway.
Uh-oh.
And repping that red and black and white everywhere I go.
Yeah, I love it, man. So listen, though, first of all, thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you, So we've been talking about this for a little time. So we finally making this thing happen, right? So so let me ask you something though, okay? 22 years. You've been in the game for 22 years.
Long time.
First of all, let me say something before I go deeper into this. Man, I salute teachers. Let me tell you that first. Like real talk, man. As of late, man, we've been partnering with different schools, and I'm learning that y'all got a job.
It is a job.
Like jobs. First of all, salute to you. You know what I mean? Salute to you. But what made you get into this thing called teaching, though?
So this is so crazy, but when I was younger, I had a playhouse in the back of our the yard.
Yeah.
And my parents, I call her my Aunt Betsy. She was a teacher.
Okay.
She used to bring me all of her extra school stuff, and we turned it into a schoolroom. My parents put like desks in there. I still say to this day it's why my sister's so good at math because I would make her do math homework when we got home.
Okay.
So I always would come home and we'd have neighborhood kids. That's what we played with school. And then when I was in 3rd grade, I won a speech contest about why I want to be a teacher.
Okay.
And my mom has it framed in her house.
Oh, snap.
And I just always thought and felt like that's what I wanted to do. I feel like I knew that since I was like 8 or 10.
Yeah.
But that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So.
But that's huge though. But okay, now so give me your journey, heading to teaching. You know what I'm saying? Like you give me that. Now, born and raised.
Man, I'm all over the place. My parents were both Marines.
Uh-oh.
Both, okay? So it was pretty strict
I'm about to say,
house.
your household was like,
you better be home on time or you're answering to the colonel and it's not going to be fun.
You better tuck the sheets.
Yeah. People brought me home early.
Really?
Yeah. If I had a date, boy,
None of that.
No, I came home early. People did not play that game with my dad.
Yeah.
But my mom was in the Marines and my dad was in the Marines, and I kind of felt like they probably hoped one of us would go in the Marines, but nobody went.
Right.
So California is where I was born, and then we moved to Texas, then we moved to Maine, then we moved to Florida, and I loved living in Florida. And then I decided, you know what, I want to go off a little bit for college, and that's what I did. And I don't know how in the world I ended up at LaGrange College, but I did.
How did you find LaGrange College?
I remember one night there was a college fair, and there was a basketball game. I had to cheer at a basketball game, and my mom went to this college fair, and she brought home all these things. And I remember she was like, you're not going anywhere this week until every one of these things are filled out. That's when you had to mail in your college applications. With like a picture on it.
Right.
And
it's a work involved in that.
And then you had to hope somebody saw it.
Right.
So I was like, okay, so I filled them out. I probably filled out a LaGrange College one. And I just mailed them off. And then I got a couple acceptance letters back. And we went and visited a couple different places. And we came here, and I was like, I like LaGrange College. And then my parents were like, they came and they fell in love with the town.
Wow.
And went back to Florida. And in like a week, they had jobs, the house sold, and they were here. And I was like, wait a minute, I was supposed to come by myself.
Right,
but okay.
Right.
But now I'm glad they're here.
Right. Lined you up good.
Yeah.
But listen, I'm going to go back a little more, though.
Uh-huh.
You've been, it's been a military kid. I want to talk about that for a minute.
Yeah.
Hey, talk about, the adjustment, because it's hard to get settled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause I often hear about, kids who grew up in a military household, like, you can't really get settled. You know what I mean? Do you remember some of that, though?
I just remember, I don't know, I look back at it now, and I think that it made my sister and I more adaptable to different situations because we did move. 4 or 5 different states.
Yeah.
But also, we had no other choice but to like make it work.
That's right.
And I feel like we're both pretty outgoing because of that. And my parents, they just always looked at it as like a new adventure or anything like that. But so to me, I feel like moving was probably a good thing because, like I look at people around here, like Matthew, my husband, I'm like, you've lived in LaGrange, Georgia your entire life.
Right.
I've lived like
You
5
all over
different
the place.
states.
Yeah. Wow, that's what's up, though. 'Cause I was wondering, like, cause you hear a lot how to say, like, hard to adjust. Or something. You did well with it, though. You know what I mean? It's almost like you put a little twist to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I enjoyed it. My favorite part was, I loved Maine. Maine to me is still like my home state. Like it's just gorgeous up there.
I've never been there.
What?
Never been.
Oh my gosh.
Never been.
You want to talk about like the water's so clear, you feel like you could just fill your water bottle up and drink it. Yes, we used to disappear and we would go around these coves and be gone for hours just swimming. But you could swim so far out and then you would find this massive boulder because you could look down and see it and stand up in the middle of the lake and you'd only be like knee deep.
Oh, that sounds great.
And then, so we went from that water world to Florida at the beach, and that was like amazing.
Say, man, so you hit all the good spots though.
Well, and then I came here for college, and I had roommates that were like, "You want to go lay out at the dock at the lake?" And I was like, "The lake?
The lake?
Y'all swim in the lake?"
Right,
I remember the first time laying out at like Yellow Jacket or something. I was like, "I can't believe y'all like come here."
Yeah. But you went from the crystal blue water.
Yeah, I went from the Gulf
to
like West Point Lake.
Like, you talking about two extremes,
Y'all jump like I don't know.
And then they dive in that thing with no.
Yeah, nobody's thinking twice about getting in it. And I'm thinking, oh gosh.
I can't see the bottom.
Yeah, no. Y'all don't even know what's in there.
Right. I love it, man. So listen though. Okay, so LaGrange College.
Yep.
All right, give me your journey there.
I loved LaGrange College. To this day, anybody asks me about LaGrange College, and I'll tell them that was like, God put me there for a reason.
Yeah.
But man, the people there, it was like personable. I made the best friends. The college itself to this day, like it's still like a special place for me. Like when I go on campus, there's still people there that were there when I was there 22 years ago.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I just love the college. I was a Kappa Delta there. I was in a sorority.
Okay.
And I loved being there. Every minute of LaGrange College, I think, was worth it.
It was great for you.
Yes, I loved it.
Wow. Okay, so the what I'm saying, you do the cheer, man. How did that come about?
Man. So people don't believe this. Okay, but I did play basketball.
Oh, hold on, time out. Give me a timeout, baby. Okay. What now?
Okay, we were conference champs in middle school.
Okay.
I was point guard.
Hold on now. So where you was at then at this time?
Florida.
Okay.
River Ridge Middle School.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I wasn't first string point guard. I was second string, but I was point guard now. Okay. I was a point guard.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that?
Yeah. So hold on. Y'all were the conference champs.
Yeah, both years.
Okay.
Coach Petronas. I remember her name.
Yeah. Oh, hey, now, do you have a moment where you did something like shook somebody or one of them good dimes?
I mean, one time I remember my very best friend from elementary school, she was a point guard and I was a point guard and we were playing each other and my coach took me out.
What time out?
Because, I mean, she really was like my best friend and I couldn't like.
You couldn't really deal with it.
I remember her yelling. My best friend's name was Christy Kessler and I remember they took me out and I was like, okay. And then I think I traveled that game too.
Oh, man.
And I'll never forget because that Coach P, she made me dribble a ball for the entire 2 hours of practice. I was not allowed to stop.
No
way. If I stopped, she yelled. I had to follow the lines of the court.
Just dribbling that thing.
Yeah. She was like, I never traveled again probably. At least I don't think
I
did.
Ain't no way. I almost like that movie. You remember that movie? I don't know if you remember this movie. The Program?
No.
So it's an older movie. Like, I was in high school when it came out, college maybe. But anyway, he fumbled during the game, like a very important game, he fumbled. So the coach made him tote the football
everywhere he went. Okay, I do remember that.
Yeah.
It's attached to him, like he wouldn't put it down.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like what Coach Petronas did to me.
Yeah.
At River Ridge Middle School. Yes.
So mess it up though. So if someone give you a basketball right now, what happens?
Okay, I did win a hoop shoot contest.
Oh, hold on now, let's go.
When I was in 5th grade, I was like 5th or 6th. I was the hoop shoot. Whatever. You know, like how they used to do that? Do you remember that?
I don't. It's okay though. Keep telling me about it. Maybe I will.
In Florida, you had to like win out of your class, and then you had to like win out of your school, and then you like went to like your county.
Well, I'm about to say, well, I think now they do it maybe a free throw now. Was it
Yeah,
a free
that's
throw?
what it was. A free
Okay,
throw.
yeah, I know
Hoop,
you're
but
talking
they
about.
called it hoop shoot.
I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Yep.
Yeah. So hold on, you say you won it?
I made it to the county.
Oh,
I got knocked
man.
out. But I do. I have a little plaque somewhere at my parents' house.
Really?
Yeah.
So you was a slick little baller.
Yeah, I could. I mean, I had a basketball goal. And
Look at you. Okay. What about now, though? What about now?
I hadn't picked up a basketball. I was like the basketball player that was on the sidelines that's listening to my coach, but secretly thinking I could do that cheer.
Yeah.
There we go.
But there we go. Okay, so let's tap into that. Okay, you know, you put the basketball up, you start looking at you. Give me that, though.
So I decided my freshman year of high school I was going to try out for cheerleading.
Okay.
You know, I could do like round-offs and cartwheels and stuff like that. But my parents, like, they worked an hour away. So they didn't have time to take my sister and I to tumbling classes.
Wow.
Like, by the time they got home, like, you know, we
It's
were on
almost
our
night-night.
own.
Yeah,
We were on
yeah.
our own. And so it was like whatever we learned, we had to, like, learn on our own. I remember an incline in our backyard, standing on the incline trying to teach myself a back handspring.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Self-taught type stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it really was. We just.
That says a lot about y'all, though. You feel me?
We didn't. My parents just worked. They were
Yeah,
full time, and in
yeah.
Florida, everything's so spread out that there were times that they, you know, it'd take them an hour and a half to get home because of traffic.
Wow. Yeah.
So we didn't just get dropped off. Like now, I feel like my kids have it made.
Oh
man.
what? Do they?
You want to take gymnastics? We'll get you there. Like
Yes.
we get them there. You want to play travel soccer? We'll get you to practice. My four parents probably would have been like,
You better go out and figure it out.
yeah, you better walk.
Yeah.
There's no Uber.
Yeah.
Like, there's just not.
Yeah, times
It's a different time, though.
It is. Like time is like really different right now.
Yeah.
But see, here's the thing about it. And I think kids don't know because they never experienced the other part.
No.
So all they know is this.
Yeah, getting where you need to be
Yeah,
at this time
that's
is
all they know
like
is- yep.
boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
And I think our generation, or at least mine, your parents worked. They came out. Nobody really did travel ball.
Nope.
Nobody like lived at a gym.
Nope.
Nobody. I mean, you just didn't.
Nope.
You were like just had to naturally have it.
Yep.
That's what I feel like.
Yep. But so, look, and I said this other day, I was talking with someone. I said, watch this though. Tell me if you agree with me. Travel sports and gym, like you know how I have, is the new playing outside.
Yeah.
Because you ain't got time no more.
No, you don't.
Like I said, when we grew up,
You
like
lived
you
outside.
outside running, you jumping,
Yeah.
you flipping. But now kids are doing travel ball, kids are training. So like it's a new playing outside,
It
is this
is.
though.
It is the new playing outside.
Yep.
That's their playtime.
That's their playtime.
But it's like structure.
It's right. She says like
Like
structure. Yeah.
we didn't have structured playtime.
No. But it's where we at.
Yeah, we climbed trees and
Yep.
jumped out of them.
Yeah, and roll down hills.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like nah, yeah. But
Rode your bike till like you didn't have like tread left on it.
Yes. That's how I remember growing up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, for the most part, them times are getting behind us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they are.
Like you thinking like, whoa, what the crap? Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Right, you're right. So okay, so now you know what I'm saying. So you got into it now. So give me some more about the chair. You get into it.
So our high school was really big.
Okay.
It was a really big high school. And in Florida, the high school I was at, we got out at 150, 155. That was nice. It was reversed of elementary because then if you had practice, I mean, you could still practice till 5 o'clock, and if you had to have a job, you had a job.
Still, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
So our high school was really big, and we had two really competitive teams. We had JV and a varsity, and we made it to ESPN finals every single year.
Wow, sir.
So the national high school competition that you see on ESPN, we made it there every year. We qualified, and then it was my junior or senior year. I don't know. I should know this. We made it to like the finals, like the on the stage, video cameras in
Really?
front of you, the last probably like 8 squads standing.
Wow.
So it was real competitive, but
Man, let me tell you something though. Man, when I was playing arena football in Kentucky,
yeah.
they invited us out to University of Kentucky had, you know, it was the competition, cheer competition.
Oh, University of Kentucky's insane.
Listen,
Yeah.
I was blown away.
Yeah, no.
Like I said, what? That's and again, you know, I'm gonna be honest, man. I always viewed cheerleading just what I saw growing up.
Yeah.
You know, you had the basketball game there besides. I never seen that before.
That's insane, cheerleading.
But man, when I saw it, I said, what the what?
Yeah.
So for about 5 years straight, man, I used to watch the high schools competition. So like salute it.
Yeah.
Like it's some work.
Yeah.
It's some, oh my gosh.
It is work.
Oh my God.
But it is so fun. So I'll never forget, there's a school, Greenup County in Kentucky.
Okay.
Greenup County.
Okay.
And I said Kentucky. Yes. Or Tennessee. Why can I not remember? Probably because I'm talking to you.
Right.
But anyways, their coach, I'll never forget this. When we made it to that finals, their coach, his name was Hank. And he was this amazing coach. I remember we were standing in the back of the sound studio on concrete, and he was counting out 5, 6, 7, 8, and these girls were doing standing tucks on the concrete. And I remember our whole team was like, whoa, on the concrete.
Right.
And so I remembered this coach, like I remembered him. And so as I got older, he wrote a book about Greenup County because they were this small, poor school district. Like the parents, you know, I think it was like a working middle class, but there wasn't like these big gyms to go to and whatever. So somehow he got to Greenup County and he transformed this high school. And they are still to this day like the #1 high school cheerleading team in the country. Like when Greenup County comes on ESPN, you watch Greenup County. So I read his books. I thought the world of Hank. So one of the years that I was at LaGrange High School, I found him. And I messaged him, and he came, and he worked with my girls. And I don't think they understood. I was like, oh,
this is Hank.
Yeah, this is like, I stood next to him when I was 17.
Yeah.
Like, and I have not forgotten this man.
But to them, they was like,
oh, Coach Hank.
Yeah. Right.
And he was like, what the heck, Georgia, you have me out here in these, like,
yeah.
blue mats and, like, 98-degree weather. And, like, but he was, I follow him on TikTok, like, to this day. Like, he's still.
So Hank's still doing his thing.
Yeah, he travels and choreographs and like, but he's just amazing. So he always kind of inspired me because he talked about how he, you know, started at this high school and there was like no tumbling skills and there was no stunting skills and he had to build that and then he had to build into the girls that they could believe in themselves in order to do it. And so he created like this whole, is insane. He's he to me is like really cool.
So Hank the man.
Yeah.
He's the man.
Yeah.
So now, so you fell in love with it.
Mm-hmm.
Give me that some more.
So I loved it. But I didn't love it enough to go cheer in college. I loved it, but I didn't love it to go cheer. If I had to look back, that's probably the one regret I didn't do.
Really?
Yeah, I wish I would have but also, you know, back then, it's not like it is now.
It's different.
It's like, I feel like if I would have cheered now, I would have been pushed into that alley or had coaches that could funnel me there. But back then it was like,
well, I mean, it was
different.
It was different because one, like now with social media,
you know when everything's happening.
You know what's everything happening right then. Like you said, we mail stuff, so you really didn't think that you probably didn't realize that the opportunity behind it.
Yeah. So my senior year, there's a UCA All-Star team, and there were 8 seniors on my team, and our high school was well known for our cheerleading program. So we went to a really huge camp. We went to the University of Tampa, and all 8 of us tried out for this team, and our coach was probably thinking, oh, God, all 8 better make it because this is going to be a heck of a year if one of them doesn't.
Yeah.
But we all made it, and we went and cheered in the Paris Day Parade. We flew to Paris.
What?
And we cheered in the Paris Day Parade. We had a whole routine we had to learn. They sent us uniforms. And then we went there for like a week, and we had practices in the mornings, and then we would go, and then New Year's Day Parade, we went and went through, just marched down the streets of Paris. It was probably the coolest thing ever.
Dang, you got like pictures and stuff?
I do. I had an old uniform. Yeah. Yeah, it was freezing cold. I remember it was like snow on the ground.
Right.
And we're from Florida.
Oh, man.
So those of us who were representing the United States that were from Florida, we were like, oh.
What's going on?
Yeah, and we had pantyhose on. That was the only thing we could wear.
Yeah.
You remember pantyhose? Yes. Like nobody wears pantyhose anymore, but Like, you can't find thick pantyhose back then. So it was that. And I remember we marched like the entire way. And earmuffs. I think they let us wear earmuffs, and then we held our pom-poms. That was it.
My God. But you endured, though.
We did. We did.
I love it, man. I love it.
We did. And then from there, I don't know why. No, I mean, I like you said, I don't think you knew when stuff was happening.
Yep.
So nobody really was funneled into those positions, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but if I had to look back, that's probably the one thing I regret. Is not going for like a college spot.
Yeah. So I'm not saying, but like, okay, so even at LaGrange, it wasn't an opportunity?
I mean, yeah, there was opportunity to cheer, but when I was there, all they had was basketball, and that's really all they did. And I had come from like competitive cheer.
That's different.
Yeah. Like, I love a good football game, don't get me wrong, and I love a good basketball game, but I like being on the blue mats and competing. Like, that's my heart.
Wow.
That part of it. So, yeah.
God.
So,
but yeah, that's you can't compare the two.
No. And then I came here, and I don't even know how. I don't even know how, but I started working for Angela Anderson at Tumbletown.
Shout out to Angela,
Yeah, and she picked me up somehow. I don't even know how, but I started at Tumbletown.
Right.
And worked for her forever.
Really?
And learned, a whole different side. She had me teaching like the gym team levels, like that my daughter's on now. She had me teaching their routines. And her and Miss T took such good care of me all through college. Yeah. And then she moved, and she sold that to Chris Clow. Okay. And I talked Chris into letting me form a all-star team. And I took it had to have been the first all-star team in Troup County. We went to Fernandina Beach and competed and won, and then we went to Disney and competed.
Really?
Yeah. And it was like
insane.
such a sweet group of girls that it was like I got to have them all again when they got to high school. And like to this day, they're like sisters. They're more like sisters than, because I was only like 18.
You, I'm sure you was young then.
Yeah, well, I look back and I'm like, dang, these parents were like, I was like 18 or 19 telling them, we're going to Fernandina Beach, and then we're going to go to Disney World. And they were all like, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. You said it.
Now I think, if some 18 or 19-year-old said that to me, I'd be like,
back up.
You sure you know what you're doing?
Right.
You got all this figured out.
Yo, let me tell you this. I don't know if you knew this, though. So I did Dancing with the Thread.
Yeah.
With Dancing with the Thread. Angela was my
instructor?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't mess up.
Yo, so
you better know it.
Yo, I did a toe touch?
I think I watched that.
I did. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but because, she motivated me to do it. Got up there and touched them toes.
You better do it, too. Don't tell her you're not going to.
That's my dog, though.
I love it.
All right, so you're 18 years old, leading the pack.
Yeah, we went to Florida, and it was, I think we had a team of like 18 to 20. Yeah. And we called ourselves the Georgia All-Stars. Okay. And we went to Fernandina Beach because that's where my high school competed, so I knew that there would be familiar faces there, and maybe they would see my face and think, okay, let's give them a shot. Yeah. And I'll remember we went there, and our uniforms didn't come in time. We had on navy blue shorts and Georgia All-Star shirts and hair bows and cheerleading shoes. And these little 3rd through 5th graders, I mean, they went out and killed it. And I remember some of the coaches that were there and some of the judges that were there came up after, and they were like, Serenity? And it just meant the world that I saw familiar faces, and that they actually went out there and killed it. Yeah, and then we got a bid. They gave us a bid to Disney from there. So we went to Disney like a couple months later.
Now, give me that experience, though.
That was always fun.
I know that was like super cool, though.
Yeah, Disney itself, as a cheerleader, is awesome. Like, man, even in high school, when I was 20-something years, 25 years ago, it was just insane.
So let me ask you hold up. So the big show today, is it still in? Mm-hmm. It's still there.
It's still there. It is. But now, like when you watched all the college things that were just on that are all over TikTok right now, that's in the wide world of sports. Because remember, they built that whole new section just for that stuff. Because it used to be like you would walk in MGM And the sound stages were like Indiana Jones and all that would be. If it was cheerleading week, those were closed down, and then you competed on those stages.
Wow.
So you kind of overtook the park.
Yeah.
And so now they have that whole wide world of sports.
Okay.
And you get to go there.
Wow. Because I remember, man, in high school, I don't know if you know Stephanie Cole. I think like McLean now. It's something, I don't know. Anyway, she's living in LaGrange. Anyway, she used to always keep me up to date when the stuff was going on with the show. And I remember Disney. So it's crazy. It still got it there.
Yeah, my daughter was there, last year for college nationals? It's just insane.
Wow,
like, you just walk around college nationals, and you're just like, your eyes are just like, I don't know, like that Netflix show with Cheer from Navarro.
Yeah.
It's like Navarro is there, and like, everybody's looking for Navarro. Or you walk in and you got like Oklahoma, like Go Sooners. They're all lined up right here, and they just look like, I don't know. It just takes your breath away from it because you're like, man, they look like professional. Well, they are like athletes.
Right.
I don't know. It's just impressive.
But listen though, what about the nerves though? I mean, I bet it's like, is it intimidating?
Yes.
Or was it intimidating? I mean,
yes.
I bet though.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. It's a lot.
They probably woman with a game face on.
Man. I'll never forget. Our coach probably, man, she probably wanted to kill us. If she ever sees this, she'd be like, I remember that.
Right.
I don't even know whose idea it was, but I remember our senior year was the year Tower of Terror opened. And she sat us down, and she was like, do not move. You stay here. I've got to go over to that long line. I've got to get everything checked in. And we were all like, long line. And she was like, y'all stay right here. And we were all sitting, I don't even know whose idea it was. I'm hoping it wasn't mine. But I remember saying, we're all like, yo, she's been over there for a while.
Yeah.
Like, we could go get on Tower of Terror, and she'll never know. Oh, we did.
No way.
We did. We didn't listen because that was like the new ride. And we were like,
You
that
had
line
to
is
jump on that
long. So we got on that ride, and let me tell you what happened. That thing went down, and our pom-poms went up and over. They had to shut down the ride, get our pom-poms out, find all of them that went over the side.
No way.
And then we came out, and our coach was just, she was
heated.
standing there, and we were all like,
get you face. Yeah.
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 Like,
she never had that.
We don't know, we're not blaming this on anybody. We don't even know whose idea this was, but.
We all guilty right now.
Yeah, so every time I go to Tower of Terror, I think, man, I remember that time. I would kill some kids if they did that to me.
Right.
Y'all shut down the whole ride. We were supposed to leave here 10 minutes ago. I don't even know where y'all are, but y'all are over here digging pom-poms out of Tower of Terror.
But it's a memory you'll never forget, though.
I'll never forget that.
You'll never get that memory, ever.
Never.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
So now, you know what I'm saying, we're dealing with that. All right, so give me, you know what I'm saying, as you start going into where you started leading the charge even more.
So after I did Georgia All-Stars, like with Tumbletown.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of took a break because when that closed, I was kind of in the middle of my student teaching. Mm-hmm. And then I would go and occasionally help LaGrange High School.
Okay.
My sister was there.
Okay.
Cheering at the time, and so there was like just little moments where I would pop in or help or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then when I was getting ready to graduate, Jay Russell, who I think the world of, man, I love Jay Russell. To this day, I love Jay Russell. Yeah. He gave me a shot. He was like, you're 22, first year teaching. All right, I'm gonna give you a shot. You can do it. And so he hired me to do football and competition. And then I was also in my first year of teaching. So I coached at LaGrange. Yeah. And was there during the Coach Purdue Magic years. Yeah. The state titles, all that stuff. Right. And that was so fun. Like, that community is still like a family to me. Because those are like the first kids those were my all-star girls, and then I got them back. That's crazy. And so it was like I got to watch them go all the way through high school. It was neat.
Can't change that for nothing.
No, you really can't.
That's some good stuff.
Yep.
Wow. So how long you was at LaGrange, though?
Oh, I was there until 06, 07, from 01 to maybe 06, 07, maybe 07, 08. I can't really, I should know these dates. Hey. It's been a long time. Yeah. And then that was the time that Gracie, my daughter, started getting into this. Okay. And so it was like, she wanted to do All-Stars and needed an All-Star coach. So I jumped back into All-Stars, and I followed her through All-Stars. And then it was time for her to go to middle school. And I was like, okay, good. I'll get a break. And she went to middle school. Well, that middle school coach quit. And they were like, can you do the middle school team? And so then I did the middle school team.
right.
And so.
Right. So what's the difference though from so what was different from doing the middle school team? Like, I mean, was that a little challenging?
Yeah. Well, I was used to like, when you go from all-star to middle school.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, those all-star girls live in a gym. Like, they're there whether they got
what
practice
they do.
or not.
Yeah.
And then middle school, I had a lot of all-star girls, but there's still those girls that this was their first time trying out, but they could tumble or.
Yeah.
So it's like you start back over at beginning skills, but then where they end up in the end of the year is like amazing. Because
that progress.
Yeah, the blend of those girls for like 3 years, like they were just outstanding.
Wow.
They were amazing.
Wow.
We looked like a high school team in middle school.
Really?
They were. Yeah.
So I mean, what goes into making a routine though?
Oh Lord Jesus, a lot.
Right.
There's a lot of times where I would be in my bedroom. I'd have to shut the bedroom door, and I'd have notebook paper all over the place, and like formation 1, and then I'd be counting out counts, and then moving here, and then counting out counts, and like, or practicing. No, that's not going to work right, or then I have all these. God, like my messenger on Facebook's full right now because every time I've seen like a cool transition, I send it to Messenger.
So I get you. Yeah.
So if I don't answer you on Messenger, it's because every time it dings, I'm pretty sure it's just me. But I save them because then when it's time to do it, I go back and I'm like, oh yeah, it's right here. And then I'll watch and be like, okay, I'm getting older, but I do try to pick it up myself. And if I can pick it up myself, then I'm good.
Then you can do something with it,
Yeah, but then you got to learn like 5 parts of it. But I do keep, like I send stuff to myself.
So listen though, but what's the time frame? Like one performance lasts how long?
2.5 minutes. That's it.
Like you grind for 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna be a state champ all because of 2.5 minutes.
It's I'm like a track star. Like you work year round for.
And you run one event,
10
and that's
seconds.
it.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
And if you screw up that one event,
wow,
boy, you're done.
Yo, you ever had a moment like that where you like when something went south in the routine and it stuck with you? Like as far as your team that you overseeing?
Man, I'm trying to think. I think there was one time, it was the last All-Star competition I did, man, I felt awful. It was in Florida, it was in Panama City, and our team, we looked great. We looked amazing. We came off the floor, and then I remember they were like, well, the coach of blah, 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 please come back. And I was like, what? And they were like, that stunt was totally illegal. And I remember thinking, illegal? Like, I read constantly, like, fine print. And they were like, we're just going to let you know, like, you just got knocked out. And that was so hard to go back and tell my girls. Man. And we had a day 2, so we had a chance to fix it. But it was like day 1 was so perfect, but then it wasn't perfect. But, I mean, it's a learning experience. Wow. We tweaked it in a hotel lobby.
Yeah.
And then we went right back out and did it again. But we didn't place in the – we probably could have had 1st or 2nd. I think we ended up 3rd or 4th. Okay. But it's like – that was my bad mistake, so it's like something you got to carry. Dang. Not anything they did. Right. It was me.
Right. That's tough. But I'm saying, though, so what do the judges look for?
Everything.
Like, really?
Yeah, like skill. Like, you see teams that'll throw, like, great skills like tucks, but then did you really throw a good tuck, or are you just, like, throwing a backyard tumbling skill because it kind of looks like a tuck? So, like, you get points for how many people on your team can tumble. But then the biggest section is, like, how well can they tumble? So you can throw a bunch of back handsprings out there, but, like, if your feet are flopping all over the place, your arms are bent. Okay, you got points because you did a back handspring. Okay. But you're not going to get any technique points.
So how the point system go?
It's so different because All-Star is so different than high school. Right. And then, honestly, like, the high school sheets, I personally just started looking at them again. And they're different from when I coached a long time ago, but... you really have to, like, the wording and all the rules is so tricky that you really have to, like, there's so many times where I'm, like, reading a thing and I'm like, what?
Right, what is that?
How is that? Yeah. If I put my hands like this, it's okay, but if I put my hands like this, it's like that.
So they watch all that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they have judges on the sides. And so if you throw, like,
Really? So it's detailed like that.
Yeah, like if your head goes over, I don't know. It's like all these
Right.
crazy rules. Yeah.
Wow.
It's like you got to be on it because they'll call you.
They watching
Like
all
hand
that.
placements.
So how many judges typically?
There's normally like 6 to 8 judges in the front, and then there's normally like a judge or 2 on each side while you compete.
Watching then.
Yeah,
They
and they
watching
all
everything.
have different things they watch
That's
for,
what I'm
so
saying,
you
yeah.
know what you're watching for.
God.
Yeah.
That's intense, dog.
It is intense.
Wow. Okay, so middle school.
Okay.
All right. So you said you start teaching in middle school.
I was at Gardner Newman.
Okay.
And I went all 3 years with Gracie, my daughter,
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And that team was phenomenal. They just looked like they were like a high school team. They were my all-star team that I coached before I got to middle school. Almost all of them kind of moved up there. And that little all-star team was incredible too. That's when Stephanie Hall had Troop Spirit out at
I remember that. Yes.
So I worked there. And then when Gracie got to middle school, she made the middle school team, but they needed a coach. So I went to the middle school.
Okay.
And stayed there for all 3 years. And then I was like, yes, she's going to high school. We'll get a little break.
Get a little break.
And I did.
Right.
I got a little break. And then Mr. Giles, I was at a football game. He was like, you need to come to Long Cane. You should come out here to Long Cane. And I was like, I don't know. I don't teach middle school. I just coach middle school.
Right.
And he was like, no, you should come teach middle school.
Yeah.
And so I came. I went to Long Cane. And when I got there, 2 of my former cheerleaders were the coaches. So Traviera Sewell.
Yeah.
And
shout out. She was my dance partner.
oh, she's amazing.
She was my dance partner.
Old
yeah.
daughter Sewell. Shout out to daughter Sewell.
Yeah, me.
And then Frances Newman.
Okay.
She's Frances Wood now.
Yeah.
I had them both in high school. Traviera got my coach's award her freshman year.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, man. When she and I was doing rehearsing,
she's awesome.
like, yeah, she the nation. Like, I
love
can tell.
her.
Yeah.
Everything about her I love.
Yeah.
But
she carried me. I'm gonna let you know. That's what, she carried the whole show. But yeah, man.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
So they were coaching competition.
Okay.
And they didn't have a football coach, and I was like, okay, I'll do football.
Yeah.
Let them because they're so good. So that's what I did for a long time. But I'll tell you, man, I missed it. Like, I missed the competition side. I missed Friday Night Lights, like the big, Friday night football games. Like, that was where my heart was, and I just missed that. And I kind of just kept hoping, like, I loved Long Cane Middle School. Okay, I do. I do, and man, my team there was jam up. My team of teachers was amazing.
Yeah.
The staff there is amazing. But I just there was like something that I just wanted so badly to get back to competition in high school. But then I was also thinking, I'm not the younger coach anymore. I'm like the older end of the spectrum. So,
come on, no.
No, you got to think.
Yeah.
Like, there's all these new
I'm
teachers and whatever coming in. And so, I don't really know. So I just never really thought that I would have an opportunity again, if that makes sense.
It does.
So that's kind of how it happened where I'm at.
So, okay, now, give me that phone call, man. Like,
oh, gosh.
You know what I'm saying? When you found it, like you said, you thought that door was closed, but it wasn't closed.
Yeah.
No, give me that, though. Give me the emotion behind that.
So I was like, I think I was driving home from school, and everybody knows this, but my brother-in-law is the principal at Callaway High School. Yeah. So I saw his name. He never calls me. Like,
never?
No, like, it's always like, send Ivy outside, or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking, why is he calling me right now?
You like something?
And normally, if we call, it's like, because one of our kids are, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was like, hello? And he was like, I got you on speakerphone here. Coach Wiggins is listening. He's like, Coach Wiggins? And Coach Wiggins was like, hey, Serenity. And I was like, hey. Never met Coach Wiggins before. What's going on
right now? Right.
I was like, what's up? Right. And I was thinking, why are they both calling me? And they're like, what are you doing? And I was like, on the way home. What are y'all doing? And they're like, well, we were hoping you'd answer the phone. I'm like, oh, okay, what do y'all want? Like, I was thinking, waiting. Yeah. What are you about to ask me?
Yeah.
So they just started talking to me about what they were trying to develop over there, and what did they think I should do, like what might be my advice, and what are some pointers I could give them. And I was just talking to him, and I was like, okay, all right, well, good talk.
Right.
talk to y'all later.
Right.
And didn't really think anything else about it. And then it was like a couple weeks later, they called again. They were like, why don't you come up here? It was like a Sunday afternoon. Why don't you come up here and walk around school? Have you ever walked around the school? And I was like, I mean, I've been to the soccer field. That's about it.
Right.
No, I've never been to the school. So I got there, and Coach Wiggins and Jason were there. And first of all, that school's incredible.
Most definitely.
I've never,
Yeah.
like, LaGrange is nice, and Troop is nice. But, like, this is like 100 acres of, like, I don't even know what. Like, it was never ending. You know what I'm saying? It was like, drive down the paved road, and there's a baseball field, and drive this way, and they have their own soccer field. And the inside of the school was, like, gorgeous.
Yeah.
Clean.
Yeah.
Mr. Craig, the custodian there, man.
He turns up.
I would take a nap on that floor.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm with
it's
you.
clean.
Yeah.
And it's clean every day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I walked in and I was like, oh, wow, okay. And I was still kind of like, okay.
Right. We're just hanging out right now.
Yeah, they're like, let us take you on a tour. I'm like, okay. So we went and walked around, looked at everything. And then they were like, let's go sit down and talk for a minute. And I was like, okay. And then I was kind of joking around like, why are y'all really wanting me over here? Like, what's the deal? You just showed me all Callaway, which is beautiful. I appreciate you doing that.
Right.
And they were like, well, what would you think about, you gave us all these pointers to start a program. What would you think about coming over here? And I was like, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny because, I mean, I don't know. I missed that.
Right.
But then
juices started flowing a little bit.
Yeah, I started thinking, okay, yeah, I'm interested. You got my ear.
Yeah.
And so then we started talking a little bit more. And then I was just kind of like, okay, well, I'll let you know. And kind of pushed it aside. Because it was like November, maybe. And it was about to be like Thanksgiving break or whatever. Or maybe it was the 4th. I don't really know. Kind of all jumbles into one.
Yeah.
And so they called me back and they were like, well, what do you think? Did you really think about it? And I'm like, are y'all really serious?
Right.
Like, if you're really serious, then okay, I'll start thinking about it. And so I went back up there again, and Coach Wiggins was probably like, oh my gosh. So the more I started thinking about it, I have a teacher, I call it my Bible because it's like my kids know, like that's my teacher Bible. Everything I need for the year is in this thing. So every time I thought of a question, I just wrote it down. So I went back up there. I probably had like 2 pages, like, do you have mats? Do you have 7 of them? Do you have a particular room? Or am I going to get kicked out on certain days? Do you have a sound system? Do you have this? Do you have...
Oh, so you was locked and loaded.
I was like, I want to know what you got. Like, I saw how pretty it is, but, like, I don't want to say yes and then find out I don't have a spot to practice. Or I don't have 7 mats. I only got 4. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what's the deal? And so I was, like, going down the list. I'd put check. And he was like, how many more of those you got? And I'm like, a whole bunch.
Right.
So I would say, I mean, and then from there it was like, it's almost like it sparked a fire in me again.
Yeah, it's good.
That's
like good. Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it, and then it happened, and then I couldn't get it out of my head.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those moments where you feel like you just, it feels right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, heck yeah.
And it felt right. And then I was like, okay, like I'm down. Like first of all, I love a challenge. Like tell me I can't do something and I'm going to do it. And then I was like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
I said yes. I was like, I'll come. And then they were like, we want you to come in January. And I was like, January? Like I thought we were talking like, okay, I'm going to go back.
Right.
I'm going to tell, Sweet Miss Glisten that, next year. And they were like, no, you got to come in January. They're like, these kids don't know you. If you walk in here and try to have a tryout, who are you?
Right.
And I'm like, okay, you're right. And they're like, they have to figure you out. Like, they need to see you. You need to build relationships. And so I was like, January.
Yo, you got nervous a little bit, though?
Yeah, I had a hard time. Like, I was pretty emotional for about 2 weeks because I've never dipped out on kids before. And I felt like I dipped out on I felt like I was letting my middle schoolers down.
Right.
And I didn't want them to feel like that. And I've never had to do that before. Like I just never have. And so I really struggled for a good 2 weeks.
Well, I mean, because you cared.
Yeah, I did.
You know what I'm saying?
And it was really hard telling them.
Yeah.
It was really hard.
I bet that was
I
tough.
just remember telling them, I remember I sat each class down and just told them, there's going to be times in life where you're going to be presented with opportunities, and I always want you to follow your dreams, and I want you to always, if you have a goal, I want you to go for it, and sometimes those opportunities are going to be right in front of you, and you've got to decide, is this something you have wanted for a long time, or can you pass on it?
Right.
And so kind of how I put it to them.
Okay.
And that kind of made them kind of understand a little bit more, because I didn't want them to think, oh, Miss Graham's leaving to go be a cheerleading coach. It wasn't that.
Well, it's bigger than that.
Yeah, it is bigger than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I was, but it's bigger than that.
But still, no, but
Yeah.
it definitely is, though. Wow. So, okay, so let's talk preparation, though. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, January came. So let's talk preparation. How did you prepare to do what you're doing right now?
Oh, man. That's like Coach, when Kirby came the other day, did you see my Facebook post?
I did.
That man was like, have you won any state titles? I was like, I've only been here 17 days. Working on that.
Working on that.
And he's like, I'm going to ask you that again next year. And I was like, okay.
Right.
I was like thinking in my head, Coach Pardue only told me it always takes 9 years to build a state championship team. But okay, Kirby, you asked me that again.
I'm going to do it in one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
I was like, I'll have an answer for you.
Yeah.
So far, I think my biggest thing has just been, because I had been in LaGrange zone,
Right.
and then I was troop zone at Long Cane.
Yeah.
So I felt like I didn't have all these connections at Callaway. So as far as cheerleading, I haven't really prepared that side of it yet, because to me, what's most important is building a relationship.
That's connecting right now.
Yeah. So I really have tried to be at the basketball games and show those kids that I teach, I want to see you play ball, which I do want to see you play ball. That's probably the biggest thing about being a teacher. I want you to know,
I'm there for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got your back.
Yeah.
But if you need a tail whipping, I'm gonna tell you that too.
Give you that too. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So I feel like right now my job is to build those relationships with the kids and let them know, I'm not just walking in here. I'm not gonna leave you. I'm not just blowing smoke in your face about what I want to do. This is me, and I do work hard, and I want you to work hard, and I hope you'll try out.
Right.
That kind of is.
Make sure you tell them that part now.
I need some good girls.
Yeah.
So I hope these.
But I'm asking though, but what does it take to make a good girl? You know what I'm saying? So if you for example, right? If I'm a football coach, okay?
Yeah.
I'm looking at a defensive lineman. I'm like, boy, he's 6'5", okay, 280, long arms. He could be a defensive end.
Yeah.
So what does it take? You know what I mean? When you see a girl, be like, I think I can mold her.
I have molded some.
Okay.
And I think the biggest thing has just been determination.
Yeah.
And being coachable. And I think if you're coachable, you can do anything. And I have seen girls like that. I've had girls that have never cheered before that, they'll make the team, and I'm like, okay, they got potential. And then they end up being amazing, they just do. They end up standing out. And so, I don't know. When I was looking at the younger girls, I would scope girls out in fifth grade and be like, you need to come try out.
Right.
But I don't know a lot of these new students yet. I've been introduced to some, or some have come up and said, are you the new cheerleading coach? And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you are coachable and it's in your heart and you really come and you just give it your all, you can do anything, and I'll help you.
Yeah.
I'll be there for you.
Yeah.
I'll spot you. I'll catch you from up here. I promise you.
Right.
Probably. I mean, I wouldn't let you. I'm hands on, and I think that, to me, I always had a coach that was hands on like that, and that always meant the world to me.
Right.
Because it wasn't somebody who was standing back here.
Yeah.
Yelling stuff out.
Yeah. You're in the mix.
Yeah, my coach got hit. I've been hit. My coach, I'm right there with you. I'm going to catch you on a back handspring. I'm going to catch you on a back tuck. If we fall, we're both falling. Okay?
So let me ask you something. If a student say, Coach, can you show me real quick? Could you still show them now?
Okay. Maybe.
All right. Yo, I'm telling you what I do.
Back handspring? Yes. Maybe.
Look, I'm telling you what I do though. So I tell all my clients this. I can show you, maybe not 10 reps. I give you smooth 2 or 3 of them things now.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just say, Coach, show me. Can you give me a little sample? You can do that.
If I didn't have a torn PCL,
Right,
yes,
right,
I could
right,
definitely probably head out that door and go throw one.
Yeah, I
In
feel
my
you.
head,
It's
100%.
still there. It's still there.
On a trampoline all day.
Yeah. Now I feel that. But listen, let me ask you though, what make this sport so dynamic to you or so important to you though?
To me, I look back at like all the girls. I'm not trying not to cry that I've coached, and like I love them.
Yeah.
Like I
For
do.
sure.
Like I have some of my gold team girls from Long Cane that I swear.
Yeah.
My first day at Callaway,
Yeah.
they all were like, Coach Cram, I hope you have an awesome day. I hope your
Wow.
kids are so good for you. Or, I mean, they still, like, I got 2 messages this week. Coach Cram, how's your week going? Like,
Man, that's impact.
to me, it's about the kids.
Yeah. I can tell though.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. Like, I love my job.
Yeah.
I do love my job. I have the best job. It's hard, but I love my job.
Yeah.
And I love being a coach because I had coaches like that. And I just want to be that coach, like more than just a coach, you know?
Right.
Like the girls that I have, I mean, like I've held their babies. I've been to their weddings. Like,
Wow.
they're like, if you needed me, I'd be there.
Yeah.
You know, in the middle of the night, I got you.
Yeah. But that's why I said earlier, that's why y'all important. That's why teachers and coaches are important. Because, I mean, because your passion right now, I see your passion. I see the love that you have for the kids, and they're the people we need more of. So I salute what you're doing. I really do, man.
Thank you.
I really do. Like, I mean,
I just try to be the teacher that I want my kids to have every day.
That's
like, you know, like I want my kids to feel like when they left a classroom that they, you know, if they weren't there, it was noticed.
Right.
And that if you were there, it was noticed. And that, you know, you are important.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I've just always put, especially after I had kids, you know, I just want to be what I want them to have every day.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. Wow. That's some good stuff.
That's it right there.
I love that. I love that. So, yo, listen, though. So, you know, at the, you know, before I get to the end of the show, man, I want to ask you something, though. What do you see it going at Callaway for you? You know, what do you see? Like, you know what I mean? Do you have like some goals set?
I do.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What do you see?
My goal for this coming year is to build a team that is not just a team out on the mat, but to build a solid team that understands the spirit of a school, that understands teamwork, that understands hard work, because it's going to be hard work. Like, we're going to be up there all summer. I'm going to meet you up there working out. Like, if I'm up there working out, you're working out beside me. Like, it's not just you show up in August and compete in October.
Right, you put that work in.
I want them to see that, like, you can beat anybody. Hard work beats talent anytime.
Come on, man.
Anytime. And I've always believed that. Like, hard work beats talent. And if you will put in the hard work with me, I'm going to give you 110% of me every day. But I need you to give 110% of you too. I'm going to match you. Like, but I'm going to beat you. Well, I shouldn't say match. I'm going to beat you, but your job is to be above me.
That's it.
Because I'm not going to come in and be like, oh, I'm tired. Like, I'm going to come in. I might be tired, but you're not going to know.
But you can't show it.
No, like, I'm ready. And my goal is to put Callaway on the mat with Troop and LaGrange this year. I want to get them competing, and I want them to compete right with the other 2 high schools in our county. And that's our goal. My goal is to get them to that level.
Yeah.
And then once we get to that level, let's go.
Let's go.
Like, once we get a foundation, I feel like we can, I know we can do it.
Right.
I know we can.
Right.
And believing's half the battle anyway, so.
That's it. But that's why they got you over there. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because one, they believe in you. You know what I'm saying? And they believe what you're going to give back. So, you know, man, you're going to do good. So, listen, though, but what time of the year? You said August is competition year?
Well, so you can have, GHSA sets like your tryout parameters, and then they set like your practice times, dates, and then they set like your official practices. So I think your official practices are August, I might be wrong.
It's all right.
I have to go back and
No,
look.
no, we'll figure it out.
And then competition season normally starts at the end of September-ish.
Okay.
And then state and, region and state's normally like November.
Yeah.
Around November, December, something like that.
But we're going to be watching and keeping up, though. BTV going to be chasing you down,
Come
baby.
on. Like,
you know
I want it. I want it so bad for these girls. Like, I just want it for them. Like, I don't even know them yet.
Right.
I don't know y'all yet.
Yeah.
But I want it. Like,
yes, I love it,
I
man.
want them to have what Troop and LaGrange have.
Mm.
And I want them, I want Callaway's student body to feel that. Like, man, I want them to feel that. I want that spirit to be in the stands like it is at the other two schools. And I want my girls to feel what it feels like to lead that. Like that's awesome.
Right.
You know, like they have a jam up team.
Oh my God.
Like their football team is amazing.
Right.
Their softball team, same thing. Like the state championships and the banners in that gym. Like I think I've tried to tell them this all week and they look at me like,
right.
And I'm like, I'm not just telling you this. Like, when you walk in a Callaway gym, I'm like, I stood there, and the number of banners region titles for such a new school is insane. I'm like, you're running out of wall space. And I said, I don't understand. Like, your pride should be so big. Like, it should just be, it should overtake the county in some ways.
But the reason why, again, that's why they got you. I'm telling you, dog, that's why you over there. You know what I'm saying? You're going to bring that, man, you're going to bring that, okay, I see what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, they don't see it right now. They had no reason to see it right now. But it got you down there, dog. They're about to see it.
Well, we're about to have all kinds of confetti poppers, red smoke, whatever noise makers we need in the stands. But I just hope, my goal is to just find that team that's going to be like, I'm going to stick with you, okay? And it might be a building year. And that might come, not this year, but the next year. But it's coming, and I'm not going to give up till it's there. I want 100 kids at one game in that student section. If you go to Callaway High School, I want it. Like, I will make it worth your while. But I want 100 kids in that student section. And I want my team to be like, man, that was fun. Yeah. Like, football team was on fire. We were on fire. Fans were yelling back with us. Our friends were sitting.
Come
you know
on,
what I'm talking.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Like, paint your chest red and black and let's go.
Let's do it.
I'll bring you the paint.
Yeah.
I'll bring it. Come see me. Come find Coach Graham. I'll give you all the red, black, white body paint you want. Like
whatever. But you want that school spirit.
I do.
You want it.
I want it. Like, school spirit to me is so important. Like, the pride of your school. Yeah. And man, that school should have some pride. It's clean.
Right. Right, and they turn up. Like, you're right.
They do.
Winning. They are winning.
All of those coaches. And I'll tell you, they've all made me feel like I've been there for the whole year already. And they've just, everybody there has been so nice and so welcoming. But all those coaches are jam-up coaches.
Yeah, that's what's up.
And they should. Like, that Callaway pride, like, it's there. But we're going to light it on fire.
Ooh,
that's what I want to do.
I love that.
That's my goal.
Man, I'm behind you 100% what you're doing.
Thanks.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yo, let me tell you something, man. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate
taking time out your schedule, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to enjoy watching your journey. I'm going to enjoy watching it. You know what I mean? Then soon you get everybody turned off. Say, I told y'all, she said it on Kane Sat first that she was going to do it.
Said it on Kane Sat.
You know what I mean? So do me a favor, though, right? You gonna look into that camera, and I want you to leave the listeners and the viewers something special. Give them something positive.
All right. My life verse is Colossians 3:23. It's on my classroom wall. Any kid that I've taught will tell you this verse. I can probably not even say it, and they just said it in their head. But it's whatever you do, work at it with all your heart. And so whatever you do, work at it with all your heart. And hard work beats talent. And we're going to light the red and black region on fire this year. And you know what? Go Cavs! Because I'm so excited.
I feel it.
I'm ready for some Cavalier football.
Yeah.
I love some red and black anyways.
Yeah.
And I'm ready, and I hope y'all are ready. So come on out. Come to a game.
I love
it. If you go to Callaway High School, come find me. Because if you want to cheer, let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Yo, y'all heard Miss Graham, man. She out here turning up. She needs y'all, baby. I appreciate you again,
I appreciate you.
I appreciate every bit of it, man. So, yo, Listen, man, y'all know what it is, but make sure y'all checking her out, man. She's doing big things at Callaway. She gonna turn them up. So listen, again, thank y'all for tuning in, baby. Zip them up.